Hello, everybody. This is Chanda Rankin from ChandaRankin.com. I hope everybody's having an awesome day. I know that I am. I am going to share this to my other account real quick, but I am enjoying the weather. I am not used to it being this warm, which is only 35 degrees, but I decided to come outside and have a little change of scenery. I was very inspired by the wake up call this morning, and so I really wanted to I'm typing at the same time. It doesn't really work. I wanted to share that with everybody because it was so passionate and there was so much. It was actually two simple pieces of information, but it's really life altering when you think about it. Mark Harbert was the call. He wasn't the call. He was giving the call, and he was very, very inspiring. It's really two ways to gain momentum in 2017. And start today. Start in 5 minutes. Really, don't wait. But um, the first one was, well, first of all, he talked about how he is a great speaker. And he was talking today about how he was so shy, but the reason that he overcame that shyness is because he had a burning passion, a yearning to share his information and to become that better person. So that was inspiring in and of itself. But the first one, and I'm not talking New Year's resolutions, not at all. But the first one is set goals for yourself. Set those goals. And you know what? If you don't reach it in a year or 5 years, it does not matter. Even if it takes you 10 years to reach it, who cares? After that point, you are going to be so ecstatic that you got to that point and you're not going to think, oh, I took all those years to do it. No, but you have to start doing it. And it's the process. What you have to figure out, you have to keep your eye on the end goal. That's what your main focus is, the end goal. You don't think about all the steps of the process in between, or you become overwhelmed and you will stop. You'll start out with this great vision and great energy, and then you'll just fizzle out if you do not have a focus on the end goal. So you have to have that. Start with the end in mind is what he kept saying. And I love that. Start with the end in mind. In fact, I should type that on my comments right now while I'm talking. Excuse me. Start with the end in mind. And that's huge. That's a really big deal. And he was so passionate about that. And it is so true. If you don't keep your eye on the prize, you've heard that phrase before, keep your eye on the prize, you won't gain. You won't gain from that because you will fizzle out. I'm going to keep sharing while I'm talking here. But that was one. You have to be committed to your goal. If you are not committed, then, like I said, you will fizzle out and it will amount to nothing. Your friends and family will say, oh, that person was really excited about that for 2 or 3 months, and then it didn't ever amount to anything. So it kind of gives you a lack of credibility as well. It shows that you don't have the continuity and you do not have the tenacity and all of that to keep going. And do you really want to be known like that? I don't think you do. I don't. I don't at all. Have you ever tried something and failed before? Well, hey, good for you. So have I. But that does not mean you have to continue failing. You have to keep doing. You have to stay with that commitment. Start with the end in mind. So that was number one. There are basically 2 points that he was making today. The second one is huge, huge, huge. I will tell you, the first time I did a Facebook Live, oh, I was like, what in the world am I doing? Nobody's going to watch this. And I've had a lot of good feedback from it. So you know what? Who cares what other people think? Conquer your fears. Do what you need to do to get your goals done. You know what? Is Joe down the street? accomplishing your goals? No, I don't think so. So who cares what he says? You shouldn't. It holds you back. It it keeps you from success. Each fear keeps you from success. It holds you back. And so how do you overcome those? I'm going to actually give you an assignment for the first part and the second part. For number 1, think about your draining energy. Write down your draining energy. And I don't care what level of life you are, if you're 15 or if you're 65, there's something in your life that's draining your energy right now. And some may have that a worse drain than others, but everyone has it because it is what holds you back from gaining the next level of the person you are. Write down what those things are. Is it a relationship? Is it a toxic relationship? Is it your job? What is it to you? I wrote down some notes. That's why I'm kind of looking at this, because even though there were only 2 points, wow. Some other things that it might be is just an unresolved issue. Is there an issue in your past that just really gets to you? It weighs on your mind. When he was talking about this, I just felt a tight band around my midsection. And it's like, oh, there are things that are really still bothering me. Is it a bill that you need to pay? It could be anything that's bothering you. That is what your unresolved issue is, and that is what is holding you back. That is what is holding you back. So you need to figure out what that is, resolve it to your liking, and then that will allow you to leap and propel to the next level. In conquering your fears, again, write down what your fears are. What are your fears? Are you afraid of being successful? Are you? Because many people are. Because what does success mean? If you're not successful, does that mean people are going to ridicule you, that you're not as good of a person? Rejection and ridicule are huge fears that just about 100% of the population has. And we just need to get over it. You know what? Like I said, who cares what Joe down the street says? He is not you. When you make a step every single day toward your goal and you get to your goal, are you going to say that Joe down the street did it? No, you did it. You did it, not him. So there was so much passion. I just felt like I wanted to really pass this on. And in regard to your fears, when you write down your fears, to get over them, what you need to do is not just write them down. Do you remember, like, when Bart Simpson would get in trouble and he would have to write an entire chalkboard of whatever it was that he did? I will not XYZ. Well, what I want you to do is say, I have a fear of success. I want you to write down the positive portion of that. I am not afraid of success. I want you to write it, and don't type it. I mean, write it in your handwriting with your hand, because that is what ingrains it in your mind. You need to make those things that you are afraid of, turn them around and make them an affirmation. You have to do that, or you will not stop having those fears. I guarantee it. If you try to sweep it under the rug, this is one thing that he said today that is so true. If it's crap and you sweep it under the rug, there's still crap there. You need to get rid of it. Get rid of it. Hey, Sharon, how are you today? So, in order to set those goals, start with the end in mind, and then conquer your fears, this is about awareness. It will not necessarily be a comfortable thing to go through. To acknowledge what you're afraid of, that is terrifying sometimes, because you have to be true to yourself. You have to be real. You can't pull the wool over somebody else's eyes, because it's you, and you know. And if it takes you a while, you might not immediately realize, oh, I cannot believe that that's what my fear is. But ultimately, you'll figure it out, and you'll get over that. It's a continual process. You won't be done with it tomorrow, is what I'm saying. So Set your goals. Start with the end in mind. Be committed to that goal. Be committed. That means you won't give up. If you have it might be peaks and valleys, but you can make it. I promise you, you can. Pick up the pace. It's almost 2017. You are going to have an awesome 2017. I cannot wait to see what it has in store because it's going to be great. Everybody have an awesome day. Write these things down so you can overcome them. And I will see you in the next video. Ciao.